Welcome to Nature's Way of Healing. My name is Dr. Carine Hall-Brown, and in this segment of bronchitis, we will be looking at the natural remedies that is associated or that could be used to alleviate the symptoms that are associated with bronchitis. Now, I am excited because when it comes to natural remedies, this is what I feel so happy about sharing with our viewers. Okay, so as you know, for Nature's Way of Healing, we usually try to use the application of the laws of health. And most of our natural remedies that we use are either plant-based, it's either going to be water for hydrotherapy, exercise. So we are using the laws of health, and the goal and objectives of this whole thing is to show you how to apply the laws of health in order to alleviate symptoms and to prevent, more so to prevent what is associated with any disease. And for this particular disease, we are looking at bronchitis. Now, when we look at the laws of health, nutrition is at the top of the list. And we are going to look at some things that we could do nutritionally that will help prevent bronchitis in the first place and also help to alleviate the symptoms that might occur as a result. And we might also receive additional benefits from the application of nutrients. And if we are not consuming a 100% plant-based diet, we would need to transform or change to a 100% plant-based diet. Now, we need to ensure that our nutrients are on par. So we need to ensure that nutrients, and we're never ever deficient in fats and carbohydrates and protein. We never ever go deficient in those. We are usually deficient in vitamins and minerals. So some of the minerals that we need to pay attention to that might get low, which affects our immune system, are our vitamin C. And vitamin C is always so important, and we must take a daily intake of vitamin C, and our vitamin C can be as high as our bowels can take it, to the bowel tolerance. Now we need our minerals such as magnesium. Bronchitis is inflammation, and bronchitis, magnesium is very important for relaxing and reducing the symptoms of inflammation. And calcium, because of the bronchial tube that is involved, the calcium is very important for strengthening this tube. So we need our calcium and our potassium, and we know they all work together as macro minerals, so we need to take all of them together to ensure that our nutrients are on par when it comes to our minerals. And as I always say, our vitamin D. Vitamin D is critical, especially in North America, where we become deficient in vitamin D. And once we're deficient in vitamin D, other minerals don't get utilized like calcium. So we need to ensure that our vitamin D is at the normal level. So I want to recommend that you make sure you check. But once you find that your immune system has become lowered, you're going to find that your minerals are also low. So you want to bring those up, consuming lots of fruits and vegetables. And one of the things that I would normally recommend is that you go on a juice fast, especially when you find you have something like bronchitis, or you find that you are constantly being, your immune system is weak and you're not resisting any kind of virus or bacteria that comes in your system. So you want to go on a juice fast, and that will tap up your minerals real quick and help you to resist some of the infection that can take over your system. So that's, in a nutshell, for the minerals and the vitamins that you need. Your B's are also critical. So you want to take in your B complex, which will, have your CoQ10, your glutathione, and all the minerals that are also anti-inflammatory. And as I said before, the bronchial is once it becomes inflamed, it's an inflammation that you're dealing with. You're not trying to get rid of the cough that comes with it, because that's usually the goal. So we want to take our minerals that will calm and relax the nerve and the entire system so that the inflammation can subside. Now, other nutrients that, or food or kitchen remedies as we would call them, are ginger. So we could use ginger, and we used ginger in the past as anti-inflammatory. It is, as I said, ginger has two sides. It has a calmative and it has a stimulant side, and the stimulant is to force or to drive the whatever you're taking into the bloodstream as fast as possible. And it also has a calming side, which helps to relax the body. So ginger is one thing. Okay, we take turmeric, and now that we're talking about turmeric, this is a simple remedy that we can use for the inflammation. We are going to put 1 teaspoon of turmeric and some manuka honey in this container. We're going to make a paste. It's a simple paste, for as you could take this paste for 3 times a day. So we're making a paste and we're putting our turmeric in here. So that's the turmeric, nice and bright. And it's always good to get a good source of turmeric. Sometimes turmeric is mixed with other substance, so it's very important to know that it's not mixed with any kind of. Okay, and this is our manuka honey. So we take a teaspoon of the manuka honey and we put it in there. Okay, and we simply just combine this. We combine the manuka honey with our turmeric, and it creates a paste. The honey makes it tasty, and honey also have microbial properties, so it will help to soothe the respiratory tract. The turmeric is on top of the chart when it comes to inflammation. So any kind of inflammation that affects your body, and it doesn't matter where within the body, turmeric is like the best thing, or one of the best thing that you could use. So you create a paste and you can suck on this throughout the day. You could do it 3 to 4 times a day, depending on how bad the inflammation is. So this is the combination, and that's as simple as it gets for inflammation in the respiratory or in the bronchial tube. And that is one simple way of alleviating the inflammation in the bronchial tube. Now, and that's nutrition. And we're still on nutrition. Another method or another recipe which I'm so excited about. I've never really actually thought about using anise. Anise is it's a seed, and if you are familiar with the anise star, it is inside of the star that you will find in the store, but this is the powdered version of the seed. Anise, along with some almond milk that was made from scratch. This is almond milk made from scratch. And usually if you do this warm, it is more soothing to the respiratory tract. So anise has a component that produces mucilage. Mucilage like you would have in your flaxseed. That's also something that you could use. You could boil your flaxseed and strain the water off, and you'll have that mucilage which will kind of soothe and help in the healing process of the respiratory tract. So we are going to combine and we're going to make our tea. And I would like for you guys to try this and tell me how it works for you. Put your comment in the comment section below this video. Okay, so we're gonna add our almond milk, and this is warm. I just made it, and almond milk is very, very simple to make. Extremely simple. All you need is you need less than a half. You could do, if you're doing 8 ounces of milk, you know, you just blend it, strain it with a cheesecloth, and you get nice, creamy, rich almond milk. If you want to add some taste to it, you could add some dates to it to make it, you know, a little sweet if you prefer it on the sweet side. But the anise has that mucilage, and it helps soothe the respiratory tract. And this is our tea with our anise powder, and this is the powdered version. And that's another thing that you could do to alleviate the symptoms associated with bronchitis. We also have on top of the list what we call slippery elm bark. This is another herbs, and you will find this tree in our parks, and you wouldn't recognize it. It's just there, a simple tree, but the bark is this is the powdered version as usual, and this is top of the line when it comes to the production of mucilage. And mucilage, as I said, soothe the respiratory inflammation or the tract of the or the bronchi that is where is affected by the bronchitis. So we have that area being soothed. Okay, so we could use slipper elm, and we could add this to ginger and make a nice tea, and that's something that we could do. Now another thing, all of that is nutrition. Cayenne pepper is also very, very good in getting rid of some of the phlegms that's in the bronchi. So you could add a little cayenne pepper to some warm water, and you could take that in. We could also do water. So water, exercise is important. We exercise 20 minutes, at least 3 times a day. And we could take a little bit of salt. This is Himalayan salt. And we could put some of this Himalayan salt in some water, maybe 4 ounces of water, and we could use this to gargle our throat. And it is preferably that we spit this out when we gargle our throat, and that helps to break up some of the mucilage that we experience. So Himalayan salt or Celtic salt. And once you're finished, it is recommended that you wash your mouth out with some fresh water, because salt has a way of drying out the cells, and once the cell become dry out, your mouth will be dry. Okay, and okay, so we have that. We have exercise. Okay, so we did gargling with this. Now, for congestion this is water again, hydrotherapy. We can use this hot water bag for a hot compress on our chest at nights before we go to bed. And when we do this hot compress, what we want to do, we're not putting this hot water bag on our chest or our skin directly. We pour the water in, and we could, you know, fill it up, or just enough to make it turgid enough. It's hot. This is an extremely good conductor. So the water is in it, and you put it on your skin, not directly on your skin, on your clothes. You must have clothing on because it can get really hot. and you place this on your chest. And once you place it on your chest, it will help to break up the congestion. Another thing that you could also do is a hot water foot bath. Okay? If you do hot water foot bath, it also helps with breaking or pulling the circulation from the chest to the feet, so that also pulls the blood to the feet, so it reduces the amount of congestion that you experience in your chest. So that's also another form of hydrotherapy that you could use to alleviate the symptoms associated with bronchitis. Now, one of the most important laws of health that we need to always bear in mind is to remember to trust in God. Trust in God that all these remedies that He provides for us will work in alleviating the symptoms or preventing the disease that we are experiencing or going through. Trust in God. Stick to the laws of health, and you will never ever go wrong. Now that's it for this segment of natural remedies that we could use for bronchitis. Now, if you have any questions, you could put your questions in the comment section, and all the information that is divulged will be placed in the description box. And I have a question for you. Now, for bronchitis, why don't we use antibiotics for bronchitis? I am going to be looking for your answers in the comment section. Okay, and you could try all of what we describe here and just let us know how it worked for you. We want to know how it's working for you. And if there's any issues or any video that you would like to see, just put that also in the comment section, and we will look at it and try to make it happen. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.